Have you ever noticed a colleague who always acts friendly but secretly criticizes your achievements? Or perhaps a friend who suddenly becomes distant whenever you share good news? Situations like these are not uncommon, and chances are they could be signs of jealousy and envy. Have you ever wondered if someone around you is secretly jealous and envious of you? You might not realize it, but it's entirely possible, and sometimes it's the people you least expect who harbor these feelings. From colleagues, family members, even your boss, or a stranger you pass on the street, no one is exempt from this possibility. Today, I'll reveal 7 signs that someone might be jealous of you. Stay tuned until the end of this video, because what I'm about to share will help you better understand how those around you truly feel about you. If you find this content helpful, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos. Also, share this video so your friends can recognize these important signs too. Now, let's get started. The first thing you need to understand about jealousy is this. When someone is jealous of you, they feel both discomfort, sometimes even dislike towards you, and at the same time they admire and are drawn to you. This emotional contradiction is very common, and the main reason lies in their dissatisfaction with themselves. Jealous people often have a habit of comparing themselves to others, including you. So if you're achieving significant milestones or have positive things happening in your life, you might inadvertently become the target of their jealousy. This isn't your fault. It stems from their unhappiness with themselves. It's a reality we can't change. Keep watching, because right after this, I'll share 7 important signs to help you recognize who might be secretly jealous and envious of you. Don't miss it. Sign 1. They try to overshadow you. The first sign that someone is jealous of you is that they always try to overshadow your achievements. They'll do whatever they can to dim your light. If you're someone with natural charisma, a person who stands out with your style, wins the affection of others, or simply spreads joy, jealous individuals often find this uncomfortable and will try to disrupt it. For example, at work, you might have just completed an outstanding project and received praise from your boss. Instead of congratulating you, a jealous person will try to downplay your success. They might say things like, "Oh, you were just lucky," or "I think anyone could have done that if they had enough time." And if you make a small mistake, they'll magnify it, even gossip about it, to make you feel embarrassed in front of your colleagues. These people can't stand seeing you happy, watching you smile, living a good life, and loving yourself. They'll do everything they can to make you feel small, just to make themselves feel better. This is how jealous individuals try to overshadow your shine. Sign 2. You can sense their jealousy. The next sign that someone is jealous of you is that you can feel it. Have you ever been around someone and felt like they didn't like you? They might not say much to you, act cold, or emit a negative energy that seems to say, "Yeah, I'm here, but I don't like you." Interestingly, sometimes you don't even know this person well, but the feeling is unmistakable. Some people carry jealousy and negativity within them, and they unconsciously project this energy in ways you can pick up on. It's all about energy. Your intuition helps you perceive the vibes coming from others. If someone makes you feel uncomfortable or you pick up on negative energy from them, that feeling is likely valid. Trust your instincts because they're rarely wrong. As renowned psychologist Carl Jung once said, "You may think you're hiding something, but your energy cannot lie." This emphasizes that the feelings we pick up from others are often truths unintentionally revealed through their energy. So if you find yourself wondering, does she dislike me? Did I do something to upset her? Stop questioning yourself. It's very likely that this person is jealous of you. This is one of the clearest signs of jealousy and envy. Sign 3. They deliberately ignore you. One of the most irritating behaviors jealous people often exhibit is deliberately ignoring you. This is their way of making you feel insignificant, as though your presence is not worth acknowledging. Have you ever been in a meeting where you shared an important idea only for someone to pretend they didn't hear you? Or perhaps you sent a friendly message and they read it but didn't reply. Even worse, you might ask them a direct question like, "How was your trip the other day?" and they completely ignore you as if they didn't hear. You repeat, "Hey, did you hear me?" yet they still don't bother responding. This is how jealous individuals try to make you feel small. Ignoring you is their weapon to diminish your value and create the impression that you don't matter to them. But remember, this says nothing about you and everything about them. Such actions usually stem from their own insecurities and negative thoughts. In their minds, they believe you think you're superior, and that bothers them. As a result, they choose to ignore you as a form of silent retaliation, only to unexpectedly switch gears later. One day they'll act indifferent, and the next, they'll suddenly approach you with a friendly demeanor, asking, "How's everything going? How's work lately?" This is typical behavior of jealous people. It might sound strange, but it's the reality. Sign 4. They use power to punish you. Have you ever felt unfairly treated, criticized, or blamed for things you didn't even do? If so, chances are you're dealing with someone who is jealous of you. This is another sign that someone might be envious. They try to punish you in unreasonable ways. For instance, at work, you may do an excellent job, but your boss nitpicks over minor details, as if trying to prove you're not good enough. Or a coworker might dismiss your contributions, saying things like, "That idea isn't new, I've thought of that before." They don't just stop at downplaying your success. They might also bring up past mistakes to criticize you and lower your standing in front of others. This behavior isn't limited to any gender. Some women might say things like, "She's just lucky, nothing special." Meanwhile, men might sarcastically comment, "He's just pretending to be busy to impress the boss." Such remarks aren't a reflection of you, but rather a manifestation of their inability to cope with your success. Particularly, people in positions of power might exploit their authority to make things difficult for you, attempting to paint a negative image of you. Their goal is to make you feel unimportant, but this behavior speaks volumes about their insecurities and jealousy, not about your worth. Sign 5. They silently monitor you without engaging. Before diving into this sign, ask yourself, have you noticed any of these signs in your own life? If so, give this video a thumbs up and share your experiences in the comments. In some real-life situations, you might encounter people who seem to know a lot about you and your life but rarely interact with you directly. You may wonder, how do they know where I went last week, what I wore, who I met, or even my personal interests? We barely talk. What's strange is that when you do get the chance to talk to them, you'll notice a contradiction. They know a surprising amount of details about you but seem distant or uneasy when facing you directly. This happens because jealous people are often trapped in conflicting emotions. They admire you, but at the same time they feel uncomfortable and insecure. This inner conflict makes their behavior awkward. They're interested in you but unwilling to admit it. These individuals often keep their attention hidden. They'll never directly ask you questions, but they'll quietly gather information, almost as if they're watching you from a distance. Pay attention to people who seem to know a lot about you without much interaction. Trust me, it's no coincidence they're keeping tabs on you, not to learn from you, but to fuel their jealousy or find ways to bring you down. Sign 6. They exclude you from important events. Imagine there's a group picnic that everyone's attending, but you have no idea it's happening. Then you happen to call a close friend and ask, "Where are you?" They reply, "Oh, I'm at the picnic with the group." "Aren't you coming?" Surprised, you ask, "Why didn't anyone tell me?" They respond, "Oh, I thought you already knew. I figured someone else had told you." Really, you've been in regular contact with them, but they conveniently forgot to mention it. This isn't accidental. When they don't inform you about gatherings, social activities, or events you'd enjoy, the real reason is that they don't want you there. They want to use that opportunity to shine without you, because in their eyes, your presence diminishes their spotlight. Jealous people are often driven by their egos. They love being the center of attention, but when you're around, they feel overshadowed. They think you're too outstanding, and it makes them uncomfortable. That's why they deliberately keep you out of events they know you'd enjoy out of envy and resentment. Finally, if you've made it to this sign, don't forget to like this video and leave a comment to let me know you've watched it until the end. I'd love to know who's been following along and engaging with all these signs. Sign 7. They never acknowledge your success. The seventh and final sign that someone is jealous or envious of you is that they never acknowledge your success. No matter how well you're doing in life, whether it's getting a promotion, raising great kids, buying a new car, or starting a promising business, they will always find ways to ignore or downplay your achievements. You might wonder, why does no one recognize what I've accomplished? It's obvious I've worked hard, and I'm excelling in my field. Yet those you interact with regularly, even close ones, seem to avoid mentioning your accomplishments. They don't talk about your goals, your efforts, or the incredible milestones you've achieved. Instead of supporting or congratulating you, they try to diminish your value by ignoring or belittling your successes. This lack of recognition isn't just a sign of a lack of support, it's also a clear indicator of jealousy. Such people don't want to admit that you're doing well because it makes them feel inferior. Remember, acknowledgement from others isn't just a compliment, it's a form of support. When someone refuses to congratulate or recognize your hard work, it's a clear sign they may be harboring jealousy or envy toward you. The last message I want to leave you with in this video is protect your positive energy and don't let anyone take it away from you. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Negative people will always try to drag you down and make you doubt yourself. But the power to maintain your inner strength is always in your hands. Don't let energy drainers affect your mindset. They want you to feel as small as they do, but you don't need to play their game. Remember, your energy is precious. Don't give it to those who don't deserve it. Instead of responding to jealousy or envy with anger or strong reactions, stay calm and confident. They want you to feel out of control, to pull you into the same negative spiral they're stuck in. But if you react negatively, that's when they win. The best response is to act as though their behavior doesn't affect you at all. Always remember, your peace and happiness should never be dictated by others. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. See you in the next one.